I'm Janet R. McWilliams, Master Sergeant retired, First Sergeant from the United States Air Force. 20 years ago, I received a package in my office. And I look at this package, and it was the size of a tissue box, out like this. It had my address, so I started to open it, and I knew there was something wrong. My office just blew up. So I'm kind of standing there, and I'm looking around, and I'm saying, this didn't happen to me. I was over in Kuwait for a year, and we had things like that happen. But here I am at Lackland Air Force Base in my office. I didn't realize how badly burned I was. My eardrums were completely blown out. I have the chief come in, and he pulls me out, and I had everybody moving me out of the office. I knew I was in bad shape, but I stayed alert because I didn't want to fall asleep and die. Well, 9 hours later, I woke up in intensive care, and I had my PJs dressed up as doctors. I will never forget this. And they wanted to come in and see their shirt to make sure that I was still alive. They inspired me. My family inspired me. My husband inspired me not to give up. Looking at the injuries, I knew that things were going to be different for me. It was pretty rough, it really was, to lose your left hand completely, to have digits and have a functional hand versus a normal hand. But I grew up in a very, very strong-willed family, and my mother and father taught me to be independent. No is not part of your vocabulary, Janet. You're very analytical, and you will figure things out. And that's what I've done all these years. I have figured things out. And if I failed, that's okay. I would just say, well, that didn't work, so let me come up with another idea, how to do this or that. I had to learn to ask. It wasn't easy, all right? But I couldn't put my socks on because my socks would go flying, all right, and home. I couldn't take a shower because I would fall. I couldn't put my makeup on or fix my hair. I knew that they had a heart, okay? And they weren't there to chastise at me or make fun of me. They were there to help me. Even if you have hands, there's nothing wrong with asking a neighbor or a friend to help you out. No, it just wasn't me. It was my husband, our family, kids. It really changed their lives for quite some time. And I noticed it with my daughter. It took her a long time to really trust again. I don't want her to ever look over her shoulder. I don't want Greg to ever look over his shoulder. They don't know all that happened. It just took time, to find out that their mother was bombed. This guy tried to kill me. And it was really hard for them to digest. My grandchildren, they're just kids, and they just said, oh, okay, Grandma's missing a few things here. And that's it, I had a beautiful hand transplant back in 2010, 17 February 2010, when I received this beautiful hand. The medications that I took were horrible, but I wanted this hand, and I got her. I had her for 11 years, and I knew that she was dying, and I couldn't take any more medications. I just couldn't. So I made the decision to have her removed, and they removed part of my arm as well, but that's okay. It's all right. I'm just learning how to do things a little differently now. And I remember Dr. Ngari, who was my orthopedic surgeon, said to my husband, Mr. McWilliams, from this day forth, your life has changed. Now, my husband could have left me. He could have, but he didn't. And I found out in 2015 when my husband was officially diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And I knew that my job was to take care of my husband, the love of my life, my best friend. Thanksgiving of last year, when I had to place him in a facility for Alzheimer's. It was the toughest thing that I ever did. A part of me was hidden, and that was the part that I went through a very, very deep, deep depression. And there were times I wanted to commit suicide. But I just remembered that my husband was there, my family was there, and as much as I wanted to do it so that he would have a better life and I could let him go, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I wondered, what am I going to do with myself now? And then I took a trail ride at Fort Sam and I was hooked. There was a course and it was called Horsemanship 101 and I signed up for it. You know, I rode, but I never ever really took care of a horse. I didn't know how to. So I attended this course. It was for 10 weeks. It was the best thing I ever did. No matter what I was doing, I always felt as if there was something still missing in my life. And I didn't realize until I met these horses how broken I really was. Tracer was a little paint, and he just followed me around like a puppy dog. And we bonded so well, and I knew that I wanted to buy this horse. I was able to buy him, and the course that I was in taught me how to take care of a horse. I'm with these horses every day. Right now I just have Big Man, and I'm just happy to be around him. So what have all these horses done for me? Well, they taught me to be independent. They've taught me love. They've taught me honesty. They've taught me trust. Where would I be without them today? I don't know. I'd probably be dead. To be honest with you, I probably would be dead. And I realized that life is worth living. It really is. I mean, you know, you can have a bad hair day, and who doesn't have a bad hair day in life? Whether you're wearing a uniform or you're in civilian clothes, you know, we all have it. We're all human. But you need to acknowledge the fact that you're in a very, very deep, dark place, and it's not good. It is not healthy, and I knew it. But I just couldn't figure out how the hell I'm going to get out of this and try to be as normal as I possibly can be. And for me, it was the horses. For someone else, it could be, you know, bike riding, or, you know, archery or swimming. Never ever give up, don't. And if you fail, it's okay. So you fail, big deal, you know, you'll figure it out and you'll do what you need to do. It might take some time, that's okay too, but you'll get it.